Hello and good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out for Crown Jewel Racing Carolina Cup Series here at Chicago Street Course. This is the third year, right? We've come to Chicago on
Yeah.
the regular schedule. So as far as what happens next year, we'll have to wait and see. But as for today, we're back here at Chicago. We are having qualified currently, so we'll hop on board, see who's driving around the track. It is open qualifying, so everybody is on the track at the same time. Let me see if I can get this pulled up a little bit better. And audio. There we go.
I don't know instead of time yet.
Yeah, Josh Stoltz had a great race at Road America. Obviously, a very different track, but did show some road course prowess there. So prowess rather. We expect to see a lot of quick laps out of Josh Stoltz tonight. And somebody else who's back wanting some more Crown Jewel Racing action.
The track temp's decreasing.
He stepped away for a little while, had some very personal issues to fix, to attend to. I don't know if that's true. It's just I was trying to think of something on the spot, but he's come back a changed man. Zach Saunders in the 60 cart back here tonight at Chicago. He's on a revenge tour, so expect a lot of speed out of the 60 tonight.
Car behind us is just done a 1.
He's always fast when it comes to road courses.
Yep.
In fact, he was the fastest in practice
Oh!
by almost a full second.
He's in the wall there, but luckily he'd be able to reset his car just because it's qualifying. But we do have our first lap on the board. Josh Stoltz with a 128.87. Pretty decent lap. You know, you have to get around here without getting any incidents to have the lap registered by iRacing. So sometimes it can be a little bit tough during qualifying to just put a lap up, but we'll see if any other laps come through. Michael Deitch with a 133. So a little bit off the pace there, but hey, he's starting second as of right now.
Bellinger just came through with a 133.705.
Oh. Yep, so he did put a time down luckily, so he is on the board, but having a restart there.
There's some more times coming through. TK with a 137.778. Zach Johnson come through with a 131.573.
Yep, so Zach Johnson currently sitting P2 with the 133 time. I'm sorry, 131 time. And also, sorry, in the booth with me tonight, it's just Ryan Taft. Bill is in Alaska, so he won't be joining us tonight unless he calls in. But I highly doubt he'll join the booth tonight. But it is a road course, so he's not missing much. I mean, yes, we can see some great racing, but a lot of the times it gets pretty spread out. So we'll be doing our best to try to find some action around the track to send your way. How about that camera angle? Jesus. I'm gonna do the best I can with the cameras. I try to adjust them a little bit to not do that, but it's a little tough when iRacing doesn't really update their stuff. So and Nick Vasquez actually sliding into P2 with a time of one.
Corey Mott.
Yeah, so Vasquez got a 130.67, and Mott actually just said a 130.50. So for a brief moment there, Vasquez was starting P2, slides back to P3, and that puts Corey Mott in the 77 machine up to P2 now. And Mott is someone that's had a lot of really bad luck over the past several races. Quite a few DNFs across different series. Let me see if I can go and find exactly what his stats have been lately. I know they haven't been good. Yeah, so over the past really 4 weeks, you can even say 6 weeks, not including Nashville, he's fallen out of the top 15 just from incidents and issues coming up, whether they be his fault or not his fault. Really, I can't really remember, but I know there were a few times where he definitely did get caught up in stuff and had an early end to his night. So trying to start closer up front here so you can stay out in front of the BS and hopefully grab a good finish tonight. But it looks like Steven Carlisle will be taking position 2 as of now with the time of 130.25. So still a couple seconds off pace from our leader. But again, as I mentioned, with the qualifying, it's just about setting the lap and not getting any incidents. And yeah, we did see Carlisle spin around there, which is very easy to do coming down that hill, putting a lot of load on those tires. So just a little bit of too much input could send the car around.
The track top right now is 126 degrees.
Quick lap for Zach, 128.45.
So you'll be seeing him slipping and sliding.
They'll go on board with Corey Mott here. He's trying to set a faster lap time.
Into the top of the board, Zach
Oh.
Saunders with a 128.450.
Oh yeah, look at that. Zach Saunders jumping to the top. I told you folks that he's here to race. He's been out for, I mean, I don't even think he started this new season with us. So this is his first race here, Carolina Cup Series. He is back and he's currently on pole by 4/10. So great job by the 60 car to send a message early. We'll see if Stoltz can respond here. Coming back to the start finish, he is going to have a car into the outside wall there. He might have messed up his time a little bit. Yes, runs a 129.7. You'd think it would have been a little bit faster if he was able to track out all the way to the wall, having to avoid the 75 car there. Or was it 75 or 45?
25.
25 car there. So, you know, that could have been the difference. And Vasquez setting a great lap too, under the 130s, officially 129.6. So the 22 car is showing a lot of speed here in qualifying. And with a little bit over 4 minutes 30 seconds left in qualifying, these guys will just have a handful of laps left to try to put down. Everybody who's joined the stream, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're gonna have some great racing coming your way, as long as I can get these cameras under control and show all the passing and great action here at Chicago Street Course. Feel free to say what's up in the chat, or just if you have any questions about the league, about the drivers, yeah, just say what's up and I'll do my best to be reading the chat as we race tonight. There'll be a lot of downtime, I think, tonight, so anything and everything, feel free to drop it in the chat there.
Okay, Thomas, it's a new fastest lap for Josh.
And it looks like Josh Stoltz actually just took back the pole there on that last lap, running a 128.02. So maybe the track's starting to grip up a tiny bit as qualifying is going here. Corey Mott, you see spinning to that inside wall off of turn 3 there, which is very easy to do we'll have to watch out for that as his race goes on. But Stoltz really feeling himself after that pole time there, sending it very aggressively through that double right hand turn. And this is just a heavy braking area here. Some guys leave it in second, some guys dropped all the way to first, but coming up this hill and then down this hill, having to get hard on the brakes and position yourself for this tight corner here. That wall comes up fast on you too, so be very sketchy through there. And Stoltz into the wall early there, so this whole lap actually will be nulled. But still on the pole for him. Saunders stuck behind the 25 here, so don't know if you'll have the lap. You see him starting to slope there actually to build a little bit of a gap with the car in front of them, though. Might be an issue as there's only 2 minutes now in qualifying. Is it you just have to start the last lap before the end of the timer, or?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so he does have about 2 minutes to get back to the start finish here, so he should be good to put down one more flyer. We'll stick on board with Saunders, and we'll also check in with Vasquez to see how he goes about his last lap. Vasquez might have one more lap after this one here. We'll have to check in to see if he doesn't wreck here. He should have one more lap after this one. So we'll check his lap time here. Saunders getting that flying start down the front stretch here. He's going to try to put down a hot lap here to contest with Stoltz's pole time. Saunders was only 8 hundredths of a second slower than Stoltz last lap, so definitely within reach for him to try to get the pole here. See him try to gather the car through that section. Just a lot of momentum in the car, a lot of stress on the suspension. Just managing the bumps through that area, trying to get the gas down to fire yourself down this middle stretch here and get it hard onto the brakes into this left-hand corner. So far so good for Saunders here. Seems to be putting together a pretty decent lap. Does have a little bit of a slip there. That's going to cost him a couple tenths.
Vasquez just started his lap.
Okay, so Vasquez did start his lap. We'll go to him after Saunders completes this one. Don't believe there was an incident there. I think that was just the bottom of the car bottoming out for just a second. Saunders coming across the line here in just a second. And he grabs the pole there, 127.77. So Saunders takes back the pole here. We'll go on board with Nick Vasquez. It looks like Vasquez is actually in, so he might have had an incident, just had to reset. But great job by Zach Saunders to grab the pole late there on the last lap of qualifying. Everybody is in the pits, so the order has been officially set here. Let me pull up the tower. And we'll go to the grid here in just a minute.
Yeah, Nick overcooked it going into turn 4.
Got it.
Just locked it up.
All right, we should have the grid here in just a second. Waiting for the session to flip over. Just a little bit about the race. So first two stages will be 15 laps, and final stage will be 20 laps. So a little bit of a sprint for these first two stages. We should see various strategies as this race goes on. Definitely have the potential to try to flip the stage here if you're in good positioning. Can be a little bit tricky to pass here, though not as bad as other places. Really, Sonoma, I feel like it's definitely harder to try to pass there. So more opportunities to get the passes done here, especially on the restarts. And we should... iRacing's taking his sweet time here. Ah, there we are. Okay, so we are officially gridding now. Let me get to a better camera here. All right, so we'll be taking one pace lap, then we'll be coming to green as we enter the final corner there. But as for the grid, Zach Saunders grabbing the pole on that last lap. We were on board with 127.771 is the pole time. Josh Stoltz behind him by just 0.2 in P2. Nick Vasquez in P3. Caleb Carter P4. Stephen Carlisle P5. Zach Johnson 6. 7th place Corey Mott. 8th Ray Gill. Starting the 9th spot James Herbert. 10th position Tyler Bellinger. Michael Deitch in P11. Tyler Krausak in P12. Caleb Sheets will be starting 13th. Jonathan Liger of Ledger 14th. John Connor 15th. Ted Lisby 16th. Noah Hunt 17th. Mason Hoffner 18th. Jim Mott 19th spot. Joe Gibbons 20th spot. And Jay Salmon or Solomon 21st. I know Stoltz really kind of ran away with Road America, so it'll be really interesting to see how he contests with Saunders tonight. But we'll be sure to try to capture as much of the action tonight. I know later in the track layout, sometimes the cameras can get a little bit wonky, so I'll try to go to a higher angle so we can see cars through there. And I'll be right back, Ryan. I'll give me like 10 seconds.
Very good.
All right, and we're rolling. So 50 total laps here at Chicago. Plenty of time to do a lot of damage to that race car. So for a lot of the guys, it's just going to be about keeping it on the track, being there at the end. And, you know, any of these guys can make a mistake coming through any of these corners. So very possible our leaders could have an early finish.
Each other going into turn one.
Yep, early finish any point of the race, and you might find yourself in a lot better position than you thought. So see if these guys just stay patient and minimize the mistakes.
Excuse me.
You're excused. And we're
I'm
having really
drinking some
bad
Busch
weather.
Light, so
We're having really bad weather again here. at the headquarters. So if this thing just goes up in smoke, it's probably because my power's gone. So. Trying to see if I can get my turns. Turn 1, turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is turn 9, 10, 11. All right, so we should see pace car turning off here after turn 12. And we'll wait for Zach Saunders to take the green flag. Green flag is in the air, so they're already off and running here at Chicago Street Course. 110 miles around this street course of action coming your way. Zach Saunders taking that outside line through here. Oh, Zach Saunders into the wall already hard. And Caleb Carter also around. And just like that, Vasquez to the lead. Stoltz just behind him. And Saunders' night might be done. That was a hard impact into the wall there. Not a safer barrier.
Real
completely
hard.
Concrete Jersey wall. So, I mean, that car most likely is toast. But that leaves, just as I mentioned, 22 Vasquez up to the lead now. He finds himself in command of this race with Stoltz just behind him. You gotta think Saunders might just have a little bit of rust on that steering wheel. Definitely can be a tall order to start one of these races with a field behind you when you're just in the mirror looking to see if anyone has locked them up, and just lose focus for a second and have a big mess up just like that. But as for the 22, he is out front now. Stoltz just behind in his dirty air. We'll see if Stoltz tries to put a pass on quickly or is content riding behind the 22 for now. But behind them, Zach Johnson, and then Carlisle behind him. And as of right now, Saunders has fallen back to P14. So he didn't tow, but has fallen back quite a bit. And I imagine he's going to be going into pit lane, and he is. So
He didn't get a black flag, so
this is another section of track where you just got to be super careful not to carry too much speed through there, because you can slide up into that wall. But battle for the lead currently going on. Trying to see if there's any other close gaps behind them. Seems like everyone's single filed out for the most part. We'll keep an eye on Stoltz and Vasquez for now. We'll go on board with Stoltz here as he's trying to hunt down for this lead. See the 22 of Vasquez there trying to protect that inside on exit, or outside rather, on the first corner here. Stoltz is going to be sliding up the inside here, trying to get the pass done through turn 2, and believe he's gonna be able to get it done cleanly around Vasquez. So Stoltz up to the lead now. Oh, Stoltz into that wall there, as I mentioned, and already has damage on the front left side of that car. I just talked about if you carry too much speed through that section there, you can really come up onto that outside wall a lot quicker than you expect. So see if that damage to the front left it's just cosmetic or aero damage, or if he does have a little bit of wheel damage, we'll see how his pace continues here. But already pulling a second gap in front of the 22. So far, so good for Stoltz. Behind him, he has these 3 cars, Johnson, Carlisle, and Mott. Racing hard here. We'll go on board with Corey Mott. Corey Mott trying to stay on the heels of Carlisle, though, allowing him to slide forward just a bit. About a second and a half gap between the two. And it looks like Stoltz is still pulling away with that damage to that front left side. So yes, he got into the wall, but luckily it looks like he's not too impacted by that damage there, and should be able to maintain pace just fine. Just a quick update. Looks like Saunders is still in the pit, so extensive damage to the 60 there. Hasn't left the session yet, so you know, if there's a track to try to get laps back the hard way, it's definitely one of these road courses. But I mean, at this point, I think he's probably 2-3 laps off the leaders now. Still doable. Try to get, you know, if you want to try to get like a top 5 or something, but I definitely think he had bigger plans in store. So a little bit further back, we have some battles here going on. 97 getting past on the inside by the 4 of Caleb Carter. Caleb Carter won last week. Shit, where were we last week? What track were we at last week? Atlanta, that's right. Caleb Carter won last week at Atlanta. Looking through the live timing here, it seems like a lot of cars spaced out for the most part. Carlisle is starting to pull up to Zach Johnson just a bit. And Corey Mott also doing his best to try to keep that 81 car big in his windshield. Only about half a second behind him now, if that. So good job by Corey Mott there. And he's actually going to get the pass done here on Carlisle on the inside coming down the front stretch. I think Carlisle might have just made a couple of mistakes, because he was running pretty strong in that 81 car. And now Mott, who was dropping back a little bit, is around him completely. So you know what? I'll just say good driving by Mott. It wasn't a mistake, no flukes or anything. I think Mott just locked in there and decided he wanted to get around the 81. So Mott up to P4. And speaking of locking in, Vasquez that time by actually was faster than Stoltz by about 7/10. So
You mean 3/10?
3/10. Sorry, I thought Stoltz ran a .7 or 30.7, but I just completely got it backwards. But hey, 7/10 sounds a lot more dramatic, so you shouldn't have corrected me. But anyways, he is closing the gap ever so slowly there. So Stoltz definitely going to have to keep his pace up if he wants to keep that 22 behind him. Checking into the back of the field, trying to scan through to see who's the biggest mover. And it looks like Noah Hunt in 35, up 7 spots, now breaking into the top 10 here. Started in 17th position and moved up 7 spots. So great job by Hunt here so far. Next target is that 48 car of Tyler Krozak. But knowing TK, he's not going to make it an easy pass. So keep an eye on these two. Oh, TK around, actually collecting Hunt. Hunt has damage to that car, and TK also having damage. And we have some cars into the wall here through turn 1 too, I believe. Michael Deitch into the wall. I think
Looks like you just went a little.
I think
Well, I
Hunt's
don't
car
know.
is hurt there. We'll go back and take a look, but he took a hard lick from TK, who I believe just got on the gas a little bit too hard there.
Yeah, she's got a little right front damage and front bumper damage.
Take another look. But here's TK coming through
Had-
the final
Had
corner.
death in turn 4.
You said death in turn 4?
Yeah, Bellinger went a little too hard and hit the tires
Oh no.
and bounced off of it. Got hung a little bit.
Oh
Lisby
yeah.
got caught up in it.
Oh, caution's out.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a
That's
rare
weird 'cause-
caution.
I threw it because I didn't know how far other cars were behind them,
Oh, okay.
and it would have caused a cluster.
Yeah, we'll go back and take a look here. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Lisby was tucked into the wall there. Definitely a precarious spot. So caution's coming out now. Quite a few cars taking heavy damage there. Almost missing pit lane. Both Bellinger and Lisby able to squeak on to pit lane there.
Yeah, it's a tight corner trying to get on the pit lane around 12.
Yep. So 8 laps into this first stage here. We have our first caution coming out. There's a lot of damaged cars out there already, so I imagine a lot of the guys are going to try to use this time to try to get things fixed back up to a drivable state. I believe we might have had a couple cars laps down too, so. And also, it looks like Saunders is back on the track now. He's not going to be in the lucky dog position, but looks like that race car's back and built. It'd be a tall order for the 60 to try to race his way back into this thing.
He's only 5 laps down.
Tell you what, though, the caution coming out does help a little bit as far as trying to condense the field again so you can try to get a lap back. And we'll have 2 more cautions with the stages, and I imagine he's going to stay out, potentially getting a wave around. Though I do think, too, the leaders might also stay out now at the end of stage 1.
Yeah, got a couple pitting. Mott, Ray, Hunt.
Yep, got several people in. And wow, look at the damage on Bellinger's car. Yeah, he's hoping to get some of that fixed now. But also Hunt, who we saw went into wrecked into TK there after he bumped the wall coming off the final corner. Turn 12. We will, I believe, what, this is choose this time? Then we'll have
Next
one more.
time.
Oh, next time, okay. Looks like Ledger is getting the wave around there.
Yeah.
Really want to fix that camera. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. I want to fix that last one, not that one. You're gonna see the iRacing menu here just because I can't deal with that anymore. Here, let me see if I can fix this one too. All right, well, definitely longest pace laps on the service here. But this time by, we should be going green again. I'm gonna try to fix these cameras. Next camera, I think, is messed up. Come on, where is it? That's fine. All right, that's better. Still not perfect, but better. All right, looks like pace car should be turning off here in just a second. Let me get OBS back up, and Stoltz in charge of the restart here. Green flag back in the air after that brief caution intermission. With about 4 laps left in this first stage. Everyone making it through that first corner better that time than our last restart. As we saw Stoltz up to the lead. Johnson thought about trying to drive alongside Carlisle there, but he's going to give up the spot to the 81. back up to the front here. Stoltz still holding on to this lead with Vasquez, who was showing some good pace there before that caution came out. And both of these guys did stay out during that caution. I believe the first car that went in that's now back out on the track is Ray Gill. So and just for curiosity's sake, looking back here, looks like Saunders is behind Mott now. That puts him right around 8th position as far as the standings go, behind the 8th position car rather. So he still has to work through those last 8 cars before he gets 1 lap back. So still a lot of work there to do for him. Ooh, Vasquez tight to the 43 there through that section. We'll go on board real quick with him. Saw him have a little bit of slip here down the front stretch last lap, but this time doing a lot better, getting the power down. Looking on the inside of the 43 closing the door just a bit.
Track time has cooled off significantly from practice to now.
Really, what's it hanging out around?
116.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I do see these clouds coming in, so the shade definitely cooling off the track a little bit. May see some speeds increase. And I'm showing we might have had a little bit of a spill by Noah Hunt. Let me see. 35 of Noah Hunt here coming down the front stretch. Might have blocked it up coming into 1. Just overcooked it. Oh, hard into that wall there. Back up for this battle for the lead. Vasquez really tight to the bumper of the 43 there. We saw that last lap and the lap before through that section. 22 definitely is a little bit quicker than Stoltz. But 2 laps now left in this first stage here. They are going to have a lap car to work around here. Looks like Jim Mott is out on the track in front of him. He's going to pull off to the right side, allowing these two to come by here. Very smart move there by Jim Mott. .22 very close to him through these slower sections of the course. Oh, 22 gets loose, goes into the wall there, just pushing a little bit too hard through the fountain section. And he might have some wheel damage to the front right side of that car. That was a pretty hard hit into that concrete barrier. But we did see him pushing really hard to try to stay with Stoltz there. Just a little bit too hard there as we start our last lap of this first stage now. And that time, actually, Saunders ran the fastest lap of the race, 129.86. So just shows the speed that Saunders had. Just really unfortunate start to the race for him. We'll go back and take a look at that during the stage break there, but the field's pretty much spread out here on the last lap of the stage. Unless any big mistakes happen, we should see the order as being final order just to this stage one here. But Stoltz here now taking the stage win. You saw him take the lead from Vasquez after that bad wreck on lap one, corner one by Saunders. So good job by Stoltz here to finish the stage in first position. And caution is out, so we'll see what kind of strategies these guys utilize here during the stage break. Whether they stay out, maintain track position, or if they go in for fresh tires. And for the heck of it, let's go back and look at that first green flag start here to see exactly what happened through corner one. So Saunders on the outside there, trying to get started here. Just locks them up. Locked it up.
Yeah, this one a little too hot.
Yeah, I mean, he already he knew. That's just one of those situations where look in the mirror a little tiny bit too much and then you miss your marker, and then really no way to prevent that from happening after you miss your mark. So but as we saw, he was able to go in and get all of his repairs done, but he still is sitting 5 laps down at this point. do have a new leader here. It looks like Gil, who I mentioned went in on that last caution, is up to the race lead now, with Mott just behind him, who also went in. So those two will be on the front row, and looks like Saunders is actually gonna get a wave around here. All of the leaders who were in front of him went into the pits, so he should get a wave around, get one of those 5 laps back.
Oh, 22 of Vasquez is still on pit road. Must spend some pretty extensive damage.
Yeah, we saw him hard into that wall there, so imagine he has some repairs to do to that machine. Looks like he's rolling off now. But as I mentioned, Gil now up to the lead of this race. Fastest time frame is 1:31, so he's gonna need to step it up just a bit if he wants to hold on to the lead, though he will be starting at the front, so good track position. Should be able to hold on to more spots than he would be able to if he was further back. But if anything, making it a little bit harder on Stoltz and the rest of the gang to regain their lead. Corey Mott also starting up here at the front in P2. He's running a little bit quicker with the fastest time of 1:30.78. Still not quite the pace that Stoltz has, or even Carlisle, but it can be a little bit difficult to work a pass here, especially if you're facing someone who doesn't really enjoy being passed, like the 77. So
All right, so everybody that's packed it up and gone home so far, we got Noah Hunt, Jonathan Lecker, he just packed it up, John Connor, Caleb Sheets, Mason Hofner. All decided to pack it up, call it quits.
all right, working our way through these last several turns here. And we'll be back to green flag racing. Have about 11 laps in the second stage. Then we'll begin our third and final stage here. And Gil's definitely going to try to game the start as much as he can to get a good lead over the rest of this pack.
His car's off.
His car's off, and we're off racing again for stage 2 here at Chicago. Gil getting a pretty good jump on that inside now, outside row here, heading to corner one. Mott already trying to get the pass done. Gillett might have grazed the wall a tiny bit, but Mott taking over the race lead, and Stoltz already just behind Mott now in P2. And it sounds like we have a lot of cars wrecking here. Trying to see if I can find exactly what happened, but caution's back out. See your Carlisle maybe bumped the back there, trying to see exactly what the issue was. Carlisle into the wall there, hard stacking up the field, looks like.
Yeah, he's put in front of everybody.
So that is what brought out the caution there.
Yeah, I had to throw that one because Carlisle was spinning in front of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you gotta throw the caution, you gotta throw the caution.
Yeah. Like if
Oh! Oh no! Oh, no. And you see that body of the car bouncing on the right side there.
his fiance was talking to him, which led to
Oh.
that. And then he just alt forward.
Yeesh. Oh, wow.
His fiance slash wife came in and distracted him, which made him lose focus and not brake.
Well, Corey's gone.
He's not happy about that one. TK sounded kind of flush when I called him TK in the sim.
Oh, what do you mean?
I just queued up and saying TK had a stupid moment because he shut off his car and he got to turn the ignition back on to start it back up.
Uh-huh.
He was kind of sounding like all giddy and whatnot when I did that.
Uh-oh.
Michael Deitch is getting thunderstorms, so he might lose power. So you're getting storms, he's getting storms. Wonder who else is getting storms. Track temp is down to 112 degrees now.
So it came up, it was down at 110 earlier, so I guess it came back up a little bit. All right, we should be back to racing here. Just a second.
Race car's falling off now.
And green flag back in the air. Stoltz up to the lead after we saw a couple issues from a couple leaders tonight. And we have Mod spun around and Carter's wrecking on the inside wall there. We're still green. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what Jim Mott was doing there, but he was. I don't think you're supposed to be parked there. It's a parking free area. What was Jim doing there? Did you find out?
My guess is he probably spun out. He was just coming out of the pits for it.
Oh, okay, yeah. We do see Saunders behind Vasquez here, so only 4 positions left to get another lap back after being waved around at the conclusion of stage 1. So that would put him 3 laps down, but then also on the same lap as the guy who's currently Lucky Dog, Hebert. Sorry, Hebert. Couple cars into the wall there off turn 1. Zach Johnson and Vasquez both scraping up against the wall there on the exit of turn 1. Looks like Vasquez was able to work his way around Johnson. And so far, Gill's been able to hold on to that second spot. Saw Johnson have a little bit of contact with the wall, dragging him back a little bit, but 23 doing a good job of keeping that car clean and minimizing any mistakes. have about 4 laps left in the second stage. Then we'll have a stage break. You see Saunders actually third on the inside of the 22 there through, I believe that's turn 6. So now Saunders just has a couple cars to work around until he's 3 laps down. But we're exactly halfway through this race now, so Gil actually getting bullied by several cars coming through 1 and 2. He's going to get passed by Vasquez and Johnson and him side by side now coming down this long chute into turns 5,
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Yep. Looks like Johnson's going to be able to get the pass done there. He was on the inside of Gil. And Saunders by our leader Stoltz, so Saunders officially has gained back another lap now. He is now 3 laps down, just has to chase down the 25 car of Hebert to acquire that lucky dog position where he'll get another lap back at stage break if he able to keep the car clean. And Saunders about a full lap, a little bit less than a full lap behind Hebert, so definitely gonna want to try to chase him down if he can before stage break to get another lap back here.
Saunders just running away from Stoltz now. Saunders again setting the fastest lap of the race, that time by 128.74, so definitely pushing very hard. Yeah, track temp is up to 117 now, so that's me a little confused on how he's setting fast laps still.
Yep, don't think he's going to be able to catch up to Hebert before the end of stage. Still about a little bit over a minute behind him. He would need some sort of bad mistake by the 25 to close that gap.
Looks like Hebert's just going through 2 right now.
Yeah, there's about a minute. Still about a minute, and Saunders hard into the tires again. Locking up the brakes. That front right tire is splayed out, so I'd say he's done. Yep.
Yep, he just parked it.
So as we saw towards the end of the last stage, Vasquez is building up some speed behind Stoltz here, but don't think he has quite the pace Stoltz has. But for the most part, been able to keep it relatively close.
Oh, Vasquez was quicker by almost a tenth that second or that lap.
Yep, this is the last lap of the stage, so we saw Stoltz take the win in the first stage. I believe Vasquez took second. Probably see the same here.
Yep. Vasquez was quicker in the second sector, or split, however you want to look at it. And that is stage.
All right, so stage 2 is complete. Stoltz will be sweeping stage 1 and 2. Vasquez following behind him in second. Zach Johnson third. Ray Gill will be holding on to fourth spot with a little bit of a gap behind him. Oh, well, there's the track temp. Sorry, I was trying to get it to work again. Let me see if I can get that fixed here. I might need to make it a little bit bigger.
I mean, for the blind people, yeah.
Hmm.
I got track temp at 116.
Oh, this might have rounded it, but anyways.
And the air temp is right, but the track temp isn't. Huh. Chat's been pretty quiet today, I see. No one's talking.
Yeah, it's been a slow race. I mean, we've had a lot of wrecks and long cautions, so a little bit of a sleeper tonight, but that's okay. Just gonna see if I can get this to work. Let's see. 1 second.
Oh, I know what you're working on.
I'm trying to. Okay. No. Hmm. Just trying to get it so we can see where sectors are, but I don't know if I'm able to get this.
Yeah, I know the thing in the bottom left is G-forces.
Oh, I think I see an issue. Sorry, folks. Very much experimental night tonight. All right, well, we're about to go green again here. And it looks like after all the shuffling through the stage break, Carlisle will be P1. Green flag back in the air. Carlisle starting on the, will be started coming on the outside lane through turn
Ooh,
one.
big dive
And,
by Zach Johnson.
yeah, big send by 45 of Johnson there to the inside. He's going to get around Stoltz. So with the slow acceleration out of one there, Caleb Carter able to take position 3. And now Stoltz is back to 4th, Johnson to 5th. 1 second. All right.
Well for the lead. Nick Vasquez dives it in turn one out over Carlisle.
Yep. So new
Carlisle
race,
tried to do the switchback. Did not work.
new race leader for now, and Vasquez still gonna be hold on to that lead through turn 2. And I was distracted. I was trying to get this sector timing up so we can see how these guys are running sector by sector.
Stoltz got around Carter in turn one, I believe. Stoltz is up to third, Carter back to fourth.
Oh, I heard something explode.
I believe that was Bellinger.
Oh,
Yep. And there goes Bellinger. He just got the meatball.
all right. Well, Vasquez up to the lead. Stoltz hunting down Carlisle here. Ooh, Carlisle into the wall, so that's gonna allow Stoltz to come through. Now behind Vasquez. We saw these two battling for the past 2 stages. Vasquez always kind of riding on the tail of Stoltz here, so Stoltz now gonna be able to reel down 22 if he can put the lap times down. 15 laps to go now, so just about the length of stage 1 left in this race. Trying to make sense of this sector timing. I believe if it's green, then the current driver on camera is faster than the measured drivers around them. Top being the leader and the bottom being the car behind him, third position in this situation. Now that we switched to Vasquez, the red means the second position car, Stoltz, is running faster than him through those sectors. So
Yep. Sounds about right. Or looks about right.
yep, and then on the far right, the lap. Ooh,
Ooh.
the lap summary shows a total time slower. So now that Stoltz moves ahead after that
Nick went a little
lockup by
deep
the
into
22.
turn one or turn two.
Yep, Stoltz up to the lead. So now all we're looking for here is any red there shows Vasquez is starting to make up time on Stoltz here. So
Got Vasquez out was faster in sector one. They're even sector two.
yep. Well, so Stoltz running faster sector 1 because we have Stoltz selected in live timing.
I thought that was a 26, not a 25. My bad.
All good. Oh, we have debris on the track. You
Probably
saw
from
that
the one
too,
in
right?
Jim I didn't catch it.
Oh yeah, I believe that's Jim Mott up there above,
Yeah,
ahead
was
though.
catching Jim.
Oh,
Not a very good spot to catch a slow car.
no, there's really no good spot here.
We're going through this section. It's so narrow.
Yeah.
Like you can barely go side by side through here. Anywhere from let's say the 12 to turn 6, well, turn 4, great, nice and wide, easy to get side by side. Well, shoot between 4 and 5, narrow, then spreads back out for between 5 and 6. So
Yeah, so we can say for most of the drivers, it's definitely been a attrition race. We've seen a lot of fast cars get wrecked out, but for most of them, still it's started up towards the front and currently enjoying a 4-second lead over our second position car, Nick Vasquez, who seems to just doesn't quite have the natural pace, and trying to push that car much more is causing him to slip and slide around here, which is negatively impacting his gap distance between him and Stoltz. And Caleb Carter, who won last week, still has a podium position, currently riding P3. Ray Gill in 4th spot, and Carlisle currently in 5th. But all the other cars on the lead lap: Johnson 6th, Deitch 7th, Lisby 8th, and TK currently 9th spot. So those are all the cars currently on the lead lap. And I think we only have 2 other cars who are not on the lead lap still racing. So everybody else has bowed out due to some damage. Including looks like Caleb Sheets, who exited the race a lot earlier today. He was Caleb Sheets definitely was trying to move up the points, so another disappointing finish for him tonight.
and that's the boring part for me because everybody's spread out.
Yeah, and Stoltz running about 3-second lap faster than Vasquez that last lap, so continuing to add to that lead. Oh, Carlisle spins it around, keeps it out of the wall though. Should be able to get this thing back rolling here. Though not before Johnson's able to reclaim 5th spot from him. keep an eye on a couple other splits. Looks like Gil has been running a little bit faster than Caleb Carter over the past couple laps. Looks like Gil was about a second faster than Carter last lap. So with this being the tightest race between two drivers currently, we'll stay on board here with Gil as he tries to track down that 4 car. Oh, Jim Mott into the wall hard there.
Yeah, he just towed it.
Yeah, I bet.
I see him call it quits now.
So with 9 laps to go, Gil doing his best to chase down Carter here. Again, keeping an eye on that sector tractor. Looks like Carter a little bit faster so far through this lap, but see how it scores it as they come across. Carter tracking out really wide through the fountain section there. It's going to allow Gil to close the gap a little bit here through this 3rd and final sector. So if I read this correctly, it looks like Gil was 0.3 faster than Carter through that 3rd and final sector. So total went out to about 1/10 faster than Carter throughout the whole lap. Yep, that's what it looks like on the live timing too. So
Yeah, they were even in the first sector for this lap.
oh, a little
Ooh,
bit of a
Carlisle got
slip
the
there
wall.
by Gil.
Yep. Carlisle towed it.
Mm.
And Big Crew Chief told him to pack it up and let's get out of here.
Yeah, so a little bit of mistake by the 23 Ray Gill there on that last lap. So distance now spread a little bit again, about 2 seconds between him and Carter now. It's with 7 laps to go now. Man, and Stoltz just checking in on the leader here, up 14 seconds from P2. So
He's
yeah,
pretty much checked out.
he's checked out. Yeah, just has
Says
to.
in cruise control, not trying to push anything.
Yeah, yeah, still running some great lap times in comparison to the rest of the field, but for him, definitely just cruising around here at this point.
Carter
Still,
and Gill are catching on Vasquez, but I don't think they'll have enough time to catch him and pass him.
yeah, I was gonna say these two really are the only cars that are kind of creating any sort of interesting finish here. It's like Vasquez pulled it on to a little bit of a lead over Carter, but as you mentioned, they are starting to reel just a bit. And we saw Gil have that mistake earlier, which put him behind Carter by several seconds, but now he's starting to close that gap just a bit again. Before he had that slip, he was reeling in Carter by about a second, a little bit, about 0.5 to a second per lap. So that time by looks like what, he was about 0.3 quicker. Oh, Carter hard into the wall
4
there.
tenths. He was 4 tenths quicker than Carter, and over a second faster than Vasquez.
Yeah, and Carter, you just saw completely just body check the wall coming out of that corner. We'll see if that has any effects on the 4 car here as we come to the conclusion of this race. 5 laps to go.
Something happened to Ray because he was slower that in sector 2.
Yeah, I think he also had a little bit of a slip coming off that corner there. Turn turn 5, 4, and 5.
Probably. Last lap by the top 4 had a 130, a 131, 132, and 133.
Hmm. Carter grazing the wall again there.
There, right now, Gill is 6 tenths faster. No, 3 tenths out ahead.
Yeah, so far this lap, he's about 0.4 ahead of Carter on pace. We'll see how this last sector times, but definitely doing all he can to try to close this gap. Wow, no, that's about a second faster than that last sector, so totaling out to about 1.4 seconds faster that time by on that last lap. So Gil is not going away.
By the looks of the front of Carter's car, it's a little messed up.
Yep.
That could be hurting him.
About 0.2 faster the first sector that lap, or this lap rather. But let's see how this middle sector goes for these two.
Ray lost half a second there.
Yeah.
Verstappen is down to 112 or 112.
About half a second slower that time for Gill, so not his best lap when he needed it most. 2 laps to go now. Much better job through that sector there.
Go with 3/10 was 3/10 faster there. Four-tenths there.
Oh, Carter
Ooh.
around. And Gill slides up into the 3rd spot. So costly mistake by Caleb Carter, losing podium, allowing Gill to slide up to P3 with the white flag out for the leader. So unless Gill has some sort of cost mistake there, he's going to have a podium tonight. I believe that's his first podium of the season if he can hold on to it.
I think it will be.
So Stoltz now on his last lap to the tune of about a 16.5-second lead over Vasquez. Vasquez doing well to keep that car clean in P2, so he just needs to get back around. About a 10-second lead over Gill now. I think the only thing that we really have to watch, other than obviously calling the leader's finish, obviously, is can Johnson reel in Caleb Carter here and steal a P4 spot. But we'll check back in here to Stoltz, who's working his way around the fountain. Through the McDonald's drive-through area. And back up through turns 11 and 12. Stoltz able to get the power down cleanly here. Yep, down the front stretch, and he will win here at Chicago Street Course. Great job, great drive by the 43 machine to work his way back up to the front, avoid any costly mistakes, and capture the win here at Chicago Street. Vasquez will be following him in P2. So great finish by the 22 car.
Got battle for 4th. Johnson's right there. Over the bridge, coming to 12.
We'll see if Johnson can get the pass done here. Not going to be able to get it done here, so
His tires were spinning.
Caleb Carter able to hold on to the 4th spot after that costly mistake into the wall. Johnson will be rounding out the top 5. But great job by our top 3 here to able to persevere and come across the line with minimal mistakes throughout the race. But yeah, I thought Carter was gonna be able to get a 2nd podium after winning last week, come back and get another podium. But yeah, just that awful mistake there at the end of this thing, costing him the podium spot. But great job by Ray Gill there to get his first podium of the season. We will be talking to them in just a second here. We still have some guys finishing up. Lisby coming across the line, P6, and Deitch, I believe he's done. I don't know. I believe he's done. So he'll be finishing P7. We'll take a full look of the final results here. So yeah, Deitch will be finishing P7, TK finishing 8th, Hebert 9th, Gibbons 10th, Carlisle 11th, Saw Carlisle running pretty well all night. Just had that bad wreck there in the third and final stage, costing him a lot of spots. Bellinger 12, Saunders on his return race, not the finish he was looking for, finishing P13. Jim Mott 14, Corey Mott 15th, Noah Hunt 16th, Jonathan Ledger 17th, and John Connor 18th. And 43 deservingly burning it down on the front stretch here. Not an easy race here. Definitely takes a lot of focus to finish this thing without any super costly mistakes. All right, well, we'll have our competitors in the booth briefly to have our post-race interviews done. Let's see if they are in the correct channel here.
Oh, yeah, they are.
All right, first, Ray Gill with his first podium. Let's pull him in here. Mr. Gill, great job coming home. First podium of the season. How does that feel?
Pretty good. Love this track. Yeah, I just didn't wreck it and end up on a podium. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we saw you. We were on board with you quite a bit there at the end because honestly, there were really no other races going on around the track. I think we only had by the end of that thing, Ryan, we only had about 8-9 cars on the track left from 21 starting. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit of dire straits at the end.
Yeah, me and Carter were battling. I only had a few opportunities, and I just got lucky that he lost it in the right before the fountain.
Yep. Yeah. So throughout the race, how was the car feeling? Was it I know the track temp was pretty high. Was it slippery out there?
No, actually in the race it was pretty good. Qualifying and practice it was like 130, but I think in the race it was like 115, so which was way better suited to my setup. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I hear you. So what did you prepare a lot for this race? Was this one on the calendar early? Or did you just have a good car and good result?
Good car, good setup. I mean, I really like this track. A lot of people hate it, but I honestly think it's one of the best road courses for the Cup car.
Mm.
I know that's a hot take, but
Yeah, that's a big hot take
Very-
right there.
it's very challenging, and the bumps are. It's like playing Russian roulette. Sometimes you can hit them exactly the same, and one time they'll spit you out, and the other time you're, making time. But yeah, no, I just like this track. Had
Yeah,
a
I hear
great
you.
setup
I
and-
mean, sometimes you can just get such crazy chatter off of what is it, turns 4 and 5 and 6. You really don't know when to put the power down, but sometimes it just hooks up really nicely, and you'll get a good run off there. What were you thinking on the first lap when you saw Saunders going to the wall? Were you a little bit worried as far as like if the tires were going to be locking up a lot, or did you see that happening off the bat?
Yeah, because I was in sixth, I think, on the start. Yeah, I saw that. I was surprised I made through it because I think I came out in like third or fourth as soon as that accident occurred. I rolled because I knew it was hotter than when I had practiced on. I rolled my brake bias up, so
Yep.
I didn't have problem locking my tires up unless I had, spun it a little bit or spun some tires and then they were hot. But yeah, I didn't have any problems with it. I was actually shocked that Sanders missed it because of how good he is at this
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to see him show up at all, but it was cool to see him back out on the track with you guys. But maybe just a little bit of rust on that steering wheel. We'll see if he comes back next week. We have Sonoma. How you feeling about Sonoma?
I hate that track. I'll be lucky if I finish, but I'll
yeah.
be there regardless.
Yeah, I was telling Ryan this track can be a little bit tricky to get passes done just because some sections are pretty narrow. But I mean, Sonoma, I feel like is even harder to do anything there.
Mhm.
You have the hairpin, but other than that, every other pass you can make there is really sketchy. So
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, there's only 2 on this track, which is like 6 and then 4 and 5.
yeah.
And I mean, you can kind of do it around the fountain if you're crazy, but yeah, and 1 is of course as well. But yeah, there's not a ton, and then you got to be much faster than them, or it's just not going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great job again coming home P3 tonight. Hopefully you can keep the momentum up. Sounds like Sonoma, while not being your favorite track, we'll just have to wait and see because a lot of fast drivers exited early tonight. Might be the same situation next week. But
Yeah, just survive, and I might win.
I wanted to ask you. So I see you have the AMD Discord tag next to your name. Are you a big AMD proponent? Like, are there graphics cards you would recommend over like a 5080 to buy if you were in the market for a new graphics card?
No.
Okay.
I like NVIDIA graphics card. I really like AMD processors though, so that's
Okay.
why I put it
No,
on there.
I have the 9800X3D, so I went Team Red for processor. But I was wondering if there was a good GPU to buy in this market because I know Nvidia's been catching a lot of flack recently about the products they're putting out. But anyways, I thought I would ask.
Still the best.
I'm not gonna lie here. My whole setup is all AMD, but I got a 6600,
Mhm.
and I've never had a single problem with it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just I've been really happy with the 9800 X3Ds, so I thought maybe there might be a similar graphics card equivalent or something, that's a really good price for the performance you get. I also heard that like AMD graphics cards sometimes have higher video memory than the Nvidia, but yeah, thought I would ask, but I have to do a little bit more research, it seems like. But as for the race, good job coming home P3. And any shout outs you want to give before you head out?
No, not at all. Thanks
All
for the
right.
broadcast.
Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, look, the broadcast was a little bit quieter tonight. Sometimes these road courses can get a little drawn out, especially when Bill's not in the booth giving us tidbits of information and jokes here and there. But yeah, we did our best. But you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you next week, Mr. Gill.
All right, see ya.
Yep, see ya. That was Ray Gill, driver of the 23 car, coming home P3 for his first podium of the season, coming at Chicago Street Course, which he claimed is the best NASCAR road track for these next gen cars. So definitely a great endorsement by Gill for this street course. We're not sure if we'll see it next season, but definitely was a lot of fun while it lasted. Next up, Nick Vasquez, driver of the 22 car, able to come home second place tonight. We'll see if that was on his bingo board tonight or if he was completely surprised. Give me 1 second while I pull him in. Mr. Vasquez, you're in booth. You got us?
I gotcha.
Hey, man. So second place, that's a great finish for you. Were you expecting such a high finish? How are you feeling coming into this thing?
No, I was not expecting that. I think this is the second road course now where I said I was not going to do good, and then I come up with the podium. So I don't know. I mean, if it's working, it's working. I'm just going to call myself ass every race and hope that, I come and turn these things around. But no, we had good pace, great car today. Honestly, like ever since Road America, I've been really working on my road crafts. Like me and Zach this past weekend did a bunch of road races, and I've really just been working on myself as a driver to get better at road courses because I know that's where I've struggled a lot, and it's really been an eye-opening experience to do those road course races, and it because it like translated super well. Like it felt amazing driving this car. And we had the pace there with Josh, but I think just overall I made too many mistakes. Like I got into the wall,
Yeah.
got into the tire barrier, and I just mentally, I mean, I felt confident, whenever we were in practice and I was, up there with Saunders and Josh, and I was realizing like, okay, I've got pace. But I think just mentally, I was just making too many mistakes, focusing on trying to get up there and get that win. So just unfortunate for myself. I mean, second place is still good, but of course, obviously, I want to win. So just too many mistakes, and we'll work on it. And this is a good learning stone for today.
Yeah, and I mean, like early in this race, lap one, corner one, you saw Saunders go into the concrete barrier, and quickly you found yourself in P1. So, got off to a good start here tonight. What were you thinking when you saw Saunders go into there? Were you kind of relieved a bit? Because I mean, obviously, you put down a really fast qualifying time. What were you thinking through there?
Yeah, I mean, I was relieved to see him out, and then I was kind of like, all right, Josh is next, so please,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to prey on his downfall, but at the same time, I mean, I was just fucking around, just trying to be like, have him wreck out. But
Mhm.
he did a hell of a race. Like, he definitely got in my head there when he was on my ass, and I made those mistakes. So, shout out to him. I think we raced pretty cleanly today, so that's kind of settled a lot of our differences on track. Made
Yeah.
up for it today, so. Can't complain. I mean, we got second all the way around both stages in the race. So
Mhm.
let's see where we stack up in the points. Hopefully, I've caught Carlisle because I know he didn't have a good day. So maybe we've closed that point buffer a little bit. But yeah, I mean, nothing to complain about today. So felt pretty good.
Cool. And was there any time throughout the race where you were thinking about driving into the back of Stoltz and sending him off just to get that last position?
No, not at all. I didn't try to move him or nothing. I mean, I know on one of the corners, I think like in the long McDonald's corner, I don't know what lap it is, but I got into him. That was just on accident. I knew
Uh,
he was going to be faster, so I was just going to try to race him and hope that it
sure.
would work because I don't want to be that guy that, junks him for a win or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I was just going to race him cleanly and he raced me cleanly, so can't complain. Obviously he had the speed, so he deserved the win in my opinion, and we'll just have to work on not making mistakes and try to beat him where. How do I word this? We'll try to beat him where he lacks. So,
Sure.
like, obviously with like pit strategy and everything like that, because I feel like that's my specialty. I mean, both races I've won this year were on tire strategy and field strategy. So, if we can beat the other guys not purely on speed, then that's fine by me. Win's a
No.
win.
No, that was a great answer for like Alice just being a smart ass. But yeah, no, that's very honorable answer and well thought out. So thinking ahead to Sonoma, how are you feeling about Sonoma?
Well, last two I've called, I was ass at, so we'll call it again. I'm not. I'm gonna do shit. So we'll see what happens.
There you go,
And
proven strategy there. Yeah.
proven strategy. Yep. So I don't know. I mean, Sonoma's a little iffy. Like
Yeah.
I've ran there, handful of times, so I know how the track lays out. I just don't know how I am now with this new update. I'm not gonna lie. This update, the car is ass on ovals, but it drives amazing on road courses. I know it doesn't make any sense, but this thing was so fun to drive.
Yeah.
It was a blast. So I had a really good time today.
Well, awesome, man. You haven't got any shout outs before you head out?
Honestly, I don't know if anybody watched. Like, I don't know if they were in the chat. I told them not to because I felt like I wasn't gonna do good. So if
Yeah.
they did watch, thank you to everybody. If they didn't, then they can watch the replay. But I don't know. I didn't hear from anybody.
Yeah, it's definitely quiet tonight, especially Bill not being in the booth. Was and with those extra cautions, it kind of got a little slow at points, but yeah, I don't know how the viewership was tonight. But anyways, next week we'll be at Sonoma, and hopefully, I think Bill's gone again, but the following week we'll be at Dover, so that should be a lot of action. But good
Should
job
be
coming
fun,
home
yep.
P2 tonight, and we'll let you go. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks. You too.
That was Nick Vasquez, driver of the 22 car, coming home P2 tonight. Another great road finish for him after not feeling much confidence coming into this thing, but great result, great points. And as he mentioned, he does slide ahead on the points with Carlisle having the early exit tonight, finishing P11. So we'll see how that shakes up the standings as we continue to dwindle down in the races remaining in the season and for the playoffs. But as for here tonight, Chicago, we got one more person to interview tonight. Josh Stoltz, driver of the 43 car, coming home across P1, showed another excellent road race at Road America earlier in the season. And again tonight here at Chicago Street Course. We'll pull him into the booth here. Mr. Stoltz, you're in booth. You got us?
Hello.
Hey, great job tonight. You swept the stages and ultimately got the win early in the race. So you had a potential challenger in Zach Saunders. How are you feeling about after qualifying when he got the pole? And were you relieved when you saw him go into the wall, turn 1, lap 1? Walk us through that.
So with qualifying, I kind of had a feeling he was faster than me in practice. I know Zach is normally better. Zach is normally one of the better guys on road courses. I'm kind of annoyed to see him back, but I'm glad to see him back because I love racing with him. I always have good races with him. It's just like, damn, now I gotta work a little bit harder. Even without him, Nick definitely actually made me work for it a little bit in the first few stages. But kind of watching him go into turn 1, I'm like, damn. I don't know whether to be happy or kind of sad because a 3-way battle between me, him, and Nick would have been freaking amazing tonight.
Oh yeah, I knew my job just got a lot harder when I saw Saunders go into the wall because I was like, damn, I have a lot more empty space to fill now. But yeah, I was expecting to see him race you guys hard for I don't know. This is his first race back, so I'm sure he wanted to send a message that he's back in a big way. But obviously, it's very easy to lock up your tires heading into corner 1, especially off restarts here. So when we saw that, weren't really surprised, but definitely were disappointed a bit. But as for you and your race, how did the car feel out there through stages 1 and 2?
Car felt pretty good. I was kind of just taking it easy, making sure I didn't overstep it. The lap I got around Nick when he made the mistake in turn 2, I did actually overstep it into 4 and 5, kind of pushed the fender in a little bit. No wheel damage. I kind of gave it a quick check going down the next straightaway. I'm like, good enough. Got in the braking zone. Tire didn't lock up on me. We're good. It was only like 50 something seconds of damage. Never even took it. But car felt good pretty much all night. Obviously, you just got to be really careful over the bumps, especially later in a run. So wasn't pushing it too hard. I kind of took a lesson I learned from watching SVG, and actually at the summer shootout last week, I actually asked him for some advice on road courses. Like, kind of helped. Thank you, Shane. Wow. It's also funny because every time, or he won the Cup race at Mexico, I won Road America, which is our replacement track. He won last weekend. I win here, so kind of ironic. But it kind of just, instead of like run it as fast as you can in practice, and then find your limit, and then back it down a tiny bit. Because my goal tonight was just to not make any mistakes. I made a few, and I got away with them. Especially, the one I had on lap 3, I got super lucky there to not get any damage. Surprisingly, I had a 0x the entire night. So I know I scraped the wall a few times. I got a lot of 0x, but I never had an actual full-on incident point, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, wow, no, that's definitely an impressive feat there. So again, winning here at the road course, Chicago street course. Looking ahead next week to Sonoma, is that another track that you intend to do well at, or how are you feeling about that track?
Sonoma's a weird track for me. I like it, but I don't at the same time. It's not one of my better tracks. I'm definitely going to put some more practice into it. Probably more than what I did for Road America or tonight, just because I don't run it that much. But it's not a bad track. I know my main struggle zone at the moment is just from some quick testing is just turn 1, getting it slowed down enough without losing it completely. But it's a fun track. It's one of the classics on the schedule. I guess you could consider for road courses, that and Watkins Glen.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's a challenge. All the elevation change, and then kind of the curbs going. Some of the curbs, especially the curbs through the chute, those are the hardest ones. Mainly with the next gen, like the Xfinity truck and ARCA car, perfectly fine through there. But it's just the way the next gen is iffy through there at times.
Yep, I hear you, man. Well, any shout outs you want to give before you head out tonight?
Definitely shout out to Zach, because I kind of did learn a few things watching his practice laps. Shout out to Nick. That was some amazing racing. Shout out Wheeling on the car tonight. Finally glad I actually I've actually never won with the Stars and Stripes scheme, which finally feels good to win with it because this is probably one of my favorite schemes I ever have ran. Penguin RC, obviously, for most, I mean, a few things on my rig are them. And obviously shout out Corey, shout out Ryan for having this all go together, all the other admins, and obviously you guys here in the booth for putting it on.
Yeah, man, not a problem. Well, I did want to ask you this one question before we head out: Chicagoland or Chicago Street Course?
Street course.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'm a road course. I'm a road course guy.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this track.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun too. I think the track they put together here is definitely a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun in these cars specifically. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do next year. I don't know if this is our last time here, but hopefully we get to see this street course used again here, at least on the iRacing service, if anything. But great job tonight, man, taking another win at a road course. We'll have another opportunity next week at Sonoma. And then I believe we're back to ovals, Dover, then Indianapolis. But great job, and I know you guys put a lot of prep into this race tonight, so able to get all of your laps done cleanly and get that thing across the line first place. No easy feat. But you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you next week.
You too. See you next time.
That was Josh Stoltz, driver of the 43 car, coming home P1 tonight. Again, he finished P1 at Road America, and now again another road finish, first place road finish for him. We'll have another opportunity again next week, as I just mentioned. But as for the stream and race tonight, we are all done here at Road Course Chicago Street Course. Not sure if this is the last time we'll be here or not. Definitely will be a sad way to finish it with only I think we only had 10 cars on the track by the end of this thing, 11 cars maybe, but hopefully we'll be able to come back here and show a better race for you guys. But we did have some action throughout the race, just a lot of mistakes, a lot of early exits, but that's the way things go here. Ryan, anything for the stream before we head out?
See y'all next week.
All right, yeah, we'll see you guys next week, same place, same time, at Sonoma Raceway or Sonoma Speedway, Sonoma Road Course. I'm not sure. Maybe just Sonoma.
Let me look it up. I can let you know.
But I believe Bill will be out one more week, and then he will make his great return for Dover. So we should have a lot of fun there. Once
it's Sonoma Raceway.
Sonoma Raceway. So we'll see you next week at Sonoma Raceway. Definitely a tight track, tough track to pass. So qualifying will be very important. But you guys have a good rest of your evening and good week. And we'll see you guys next week.